Hi, everybody. Welcome to another week. It is gloriously fall-like today. Here in central Ohio, we've got some leaves that are starting to change. The weather's starting to cool. We're going to be back up in the 80s again this coming week for about a week. But hopefully that's the last of the heat. I thought I'd just give you guys a quick tour of the garden, show what's growing. Um, this week I'm also going to be making some apple butter. We went to the farmer's market this morning and picked up some apples. It's been a busy week. Um, Last week I teased and showed you a little picture of the kitten. I was able to catch the kitten, and I've had him for a week now in the shed. Well, the kitten is crazy and getting into everything. And with the heat coming next week, I decided that putting him in the cellar was actually going to be better. There's just a lot less stuff down there. Everything's a lot more contained. It's a little bit more temperature controlled. Originally, I was concerned with his noise and his smell, and if my cats were going to be able to um, smell that upstairs, but we're learning here, taking it one day at a time. The pumpkins. We are going to have 10 pumpkins at least, I believe. We have some that are ready to be picked. Here's one here. We've got another one that looks ready. This one's turning orange, will be ready soon. We've got two more in here. That one's starting to turn. This one's still just a little in green. There's another one that I just saw. Yeah, we're doing good with pumpkins. We're gonna have plenty of those. The vines have taken over the entire garden. This part here was path. So if you grow pumpkins, make sure you have room for everything because they take a lot of it. I still haven't decided yet if I will do pumpkins again next year. Squash I will not do. We only have 2 squashes. And I don't know if that's because the pumpkins have like taken over everything else, but we've got some carrots growing. Broccolis are doing okay. I have one little sweet sugar cantaloupe growing, and I'm just gonna let it grow and see if I can harvest it. My kale. Finally, I have some greens. Hopefully they'll get left alone. Tomatoes are still, I'm getting a few cherries every once in a while. Letting those grow. This yellow tomato is still growing. I've got another pumpkin back in there that's ready to be picked. The rhubarb has done great this year. I'm hoping I actually can use some of it next year. It will technically, it's a year old now, so I know you're supposed to wait 2 or 3 years. The plants that I planted in here, the cabbages got eaten right away by something. Those are unfortunately gone. These serranos we're just letting hang out on the vine, hoping they turn red. Brian wants to pickle some red serranos. My skullcap is doing absolutely amazing, and I'm starting to get some little flowers here. So this will be great when I can dry this and I can use that for teas and tinctures. Skullcap is an awesome nervine. It's great for relaxing the nervous system, and I really like to use it as pain relief. So this is my first, I'd say, purely medicinal. Most of the other herbs I have are great and yummy in teas, but this is really purely medicinal purposes, the skullcap. My beans, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not meant to grow fava beans. They're not dead. They're not covered in aphids or ants yet. We'll see. But I've got a lot of carrots growing. Lots of carrots. I've left this calendula basically as a sacrificial plant for my beans. The tarragon is still doing really well. And those nasturtiums also are kind of acting as sacrificial plants. But that's what we've got growing now. Update on pears. The branches aren't quite as heavy on some of them. They're still not. So I learned you should just be able to like grab the pear, twist and tug. And if it's ripe, it should come off right in your hand. And so these are not ready. We're early September, first week of September. I think last year it was mid to late September. So I'll just keep checking. Hopefully we get to eat some pears. Oh, that one's ready. Oh, look, one's ready. Hopefully we get some pears that will ripen and I can can them or make some pear butter. Until then, they fall down, the squirrels eat them, the bees like them. Lots of bees and flying insects are happy. So we just let them go. All right, so we have peeled, cored, and quartered all of the apples. Now I'm gonna cook them in 2 cups of water until they're soft and tender and I can puree them. All right, so these apples have been cooking down, and the recipe calls to use like an immersion blender, and I have one of those, but they're really tender, so I'm actually just gonna get my potato masher out and see. All right, I'm happy with that. The recipe calls for 1 3/4 cup of sugar. Seems like a lot of sugar, so I'm gonna start with a cup. The recipe also called for cloves, and I've seen some recipes with cardamom also. So I do have a garam masala seasoning that has all 3 of those things in. So I'm gonna put in. I'll start with a teaspoon, and then I'll put in some additional cinnamon as well. Yeah. I like cinnamon a lot, so I'm gonna add quite a bit of it. And I'm also gonna throw in some ginger because all of those things go together. Ginger is so good for you. It's very warming. Oh yeah, it smells delicious. And then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of dark brown sugar, just for that really yummy molasses flavor. Now I will just continue to cook this down. And let all these flavors concentrate and meld together. Alright guys, so it has been going for about 40 minutes. At this point, you could easily stop, and this would be a great texture for applesauce. Alright guys, so this has been going for about an hour and 15 minutes. I actually added some water. I felt like it was a little bit too dry, and so that has helped break it up a lot, but I am going to get out the immersion blender and just try and break out some of these chunks a little bit so that way it can cook down more quicker. All right, it is 6:45. It has taken longer than I expected, but it always does. But the apple butter looks pretty silky. It tastes really good. I could let it go, but it's also 6:45 and I'd like to sit down and relax a little bit tonight. So I am going to go ahead and jar this up and throw this in the water bath canner. Ramen noodle. I know. There's a good baby. Yes. Uh-huh. Hi, honey. Was so hungry. What are you doing? You can do it, buddy. Hi, sweet boy. Hi, baby. Good morning. You ready for breakfast? All right, let's get some breakfast. Come get breakfast. You got cobwebs all in your whiskers. You got cobwebs all in your whiskers, handsome. It's okay, I know I moved. It's okay. You eating a big breakfast? Yeah? Put your little back? Yeah. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it? Cuddles?